Hello, Leo Sun and Leo Rising. This reading is specifically for those who have both a Leo Sun and a Leo Rising. And that means that your sun sign is in your first house in the astrological wheel. And that also means that you are, depending on your aspects, this is not going to be true for everyone. It will depend on your other placements. But this is specifically or solely focused on the part that is both a Leo Sun and a Leo Rising. I will be doing these for each rising sign for all Leo Suns. If you do not know your rising sign, then I would recommend just going for the reading that you are most drawn to. In order to determine your rising sign, you can go to, or your ascendant, it's also known as your ascendant. You can go to many different websites like astro.com. I know there's others. I think I use astro.com most frequently when I'm trying to look at where my planets are at any given time. But this is just going to be for Leo Sun, Leo Rising, which means your sun is in your first house, and you may be very comfortable with who you are. You may be very confident about your appearance. Or you could be very self-conscious about your appearance and how you look to others. And others see you as a very confident person. Even if you may feel insecure inside, others may not see that part of you, because typically with the ascendant is what other people notice about you or what you show to others. So you may come off as very, very confident, but depending on, again, where your other placements are in your chart, you may not actually feel very confident. So wherever you are in that spectrum, this reading is for you. So let's see what the tarot has for you to say about the next year of your life. This is for your solar return. What is coming up for Leo over the next year? What do we have for Leo for the next year? And this is the Light Seers Tarot. Okay, we're going to do 12 cards, so 3 months at a time. And then two, you can also find out your number for the year, which will correspond to a major arcana card by taking your day of birth plus your month of birth and the current year, so 2023 right now, unless you see this in 2024. So that's going to be 2 plus 2 plus 3, which is 7, plus your month of birth, whether that is July, so 7 or 8, add that onto that, which should give you to 14 or 15, and then add your day of birth in there too. And you want to get your number down to at least 21 or lower. In some cases, you may be able to have both 21 and 3, for example. And those would be the cards that are associated or that represent your year ahead. Okay, let's get into this. What we have on the bottom of the deck, which is sort of an overview for you for the year, I'm going to try not to bump the table too much, is the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles again, are actually an earthy element. They're an element of earth. And they're more about material things or physical things, things that you can touch and feel and create. And the Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving of gifts, of monetary things, of charity, giving or receiving, and being open to both. Sometimes you need help and sometimes you can help. So this is a year, per this tarot reading, for you that will be very much about having the resources you need, either, or sharing the resources that you have. And that is what I'm getting from this. Because are they giving one or are they taking one? And are they receiving one or have they offered one? It's a giving and receiving, a balanced sort of year after a year, possibly of some struggle. So here we have the first quarter. And And we're starting out right off the bat with the Judgment card, which is like a major milestone card, which could just be you becoming a year older, but it could also indicate some other major event that's occurring in your life. That could be a graduation. That could be the start of a new school program. It could be the start of a brand new career. It's some major change. It could be that it's something that gives you soul shivers, is what's coming through. It's something that you feel to the depth of your soul is right for you and that you are able to do, that you have the ability now to go off and do and take charge of that part of your life. But you feel it to your bones, into your soul, that this is where you're supposed to be going. This is what you're supposed to be doing. It doesn't necessarily mean a change in career or anything like that, but it's something that's very significant to you. That is a big milestone in the wheel of your life. And then we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands, wands are a fire element, so they're usually very active, they're passionate, they're very creative. King of Wands is very confident, is willing to help a lot of people. He's always willing to offer advice. He's always willing to help out. And we have the lion in the background, so he's very Leo, right? Very confident, well put together. And that is the impression that people get of him. And this may even be how you start to feel, because now you've entered this space in your life where you have that confidence about this thing that you're going to be starting off, that this thing that you're kicking off, this time of life that you're entering. You feel very confident about it. You feel very good about yourself. So you're going to be the leader in this, whatever this is. This is something where you are taking the lead and you're going to be directing how things go. I don't know if you're going to be the director of something. It may be probably something creative. I'm getting a little bit, I don't know if some of you are in the, and I'm going to mess things up here, but in the acting world and doing some directing or somehow taking charge of some sort of creative project, whatever that may be. It could even be planning like an art gallery exhibit. It could be leading a quilt retreat. It could be, but I think it's going to be something more extroverted, where you're going to be seen by a lot. We're going to be reacting and interacting with a lot of different people. And you are going to be looked at as the expert, as the leader. So you're taking that role and happily taking that role. And here we have the Hierophant. So you may even be teaching some sort of acting classes or classes about speech. The Hierophant is one in the major arcana, and it's also along with the Judgment cards. You have some big shifts coming up in these next 3 months. The Hierophant can be the teacher. It can be about being that teacher, about being the expert, about being the one that has the answers, that has the keys to the theater, if you will. They are the one, they're the one that a lot of times people can refer to this as the professor. Sometimes in the traditional card, it looks almost like a pope or a bishop. And sometimes they're referred to as a person of authority. So you are the person of authority. This can also be referring to those who are looking for answers and seeking answers from the experts. So I feel like this is a little balance for you because that's sticking out to me too. So there's a duality to this role that you have. You are the expert in it, but you are not afraid to admit when you don't know something and go find somebody who does. You're not afraid to find the experts and go to the experts and get the answers that are needed in order to make this project, this thing that you have going on, a success. So you have the chops, you have the oomph, you have the energy to get this done. And maybe because this next 3 months is pretty much the end of the year, right? Or toward the end of the year. Maybe it's some holiday project you're working on, or a New Year's event, or some sort of big production that you're working on or will be working on in some factor where you're going to be looked at as a leader. People are going to seek you out for advice. and you're like made for this role. It feels like you were made for this, whatever this is. That's how you're going to feel. You just need to be sure that you accept it. And sometimes we can get in our own way where we doubt ourselves, right? You get that imposter syndrome a little bit. Don't let yourself go there. You know what you're doing. Accept that and go with it. Because this looks fun to me. It looks exciting. And hopefully that is exactly what happens. And then we have, so this is going to be August, September, October, essentially. This next quarter, that's all about this. Ooh, maybe it's a Halloween production, a haunted house. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Okay, no, I'm going to stop. That's the next 3 months. October. So now we have November, December, and January. Is that right? Feels like there should be more months. So this is taking us through the winter time, where we have the Page of Swords. And as you can see here, they are student, right? She's looking at the book. She's all these ideas, all these things they want to learn about. It's usually a younger person is what it represents. Pages, to me, if you haven't heard already, are usually, well, they're a messenger, especially as a Page of Swords, or they're a student, like going from high school to college. So they're eager to get to college. They're eager to go learn. They have specific subjects and specific things that they want to learn about at this point in time. So that's the energy we have here. So I don't know if there's a new opportunity coming out of here where you can go off and do something, or if a younger person, a mentee, if you will, it will be coming into your life around about November. And then we have the Devil, again, another major arcana. And the Devil is about temptation, about putting ourselves in a cage, about our own doubts and fears, where we imprison ourselves because of the doubts that we may have, because of any fears we may have. Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes this is encouraging you to get out and do something different. I think in this case, it's asking you to be careful about any addictive behavior that might happen during this time, or habits, old habits that might creep up and pop in again. November is that big family get-together thing, right? Usually we see more of our extended family or people we haven't seen in a long time. Or maybe this is your first get-together with a bunch of these people since a couple of years at least, and you're nervous about it. This is saying, don't let yourself get caught up in your head. Don't let yourself get caught up in worry or fear or anything that's going to stop you from being you, anything that's going to stop you from being this new version of you. Because this is your new energy. This is where you are. Don't feel like you have to make yourself smaller in order for others to feel better, right? Don't put yourself in a cage. Don't turn yourself into someone else's puppet. And then by January, we have the Strength card, another major arcana. These next 6 months for you are going to be pretty big. A lot of major things going on, a lot of evolution of you. So this may be the Page of Swords name. It might in fact be you as you're learning some other new skill, or maybe considering, since you're now, this production is successfully rolling out, right? This new project, this big thing is successful and rolling out, and maybe you get an apprentice that's coming through for somebody, or maybe a few of you, or there's another piece you want to learn about to add on to your skill set so that you can work on the next thing. You have this other ideas and you have supporters for that, but you have to learn about it, or there's something you need to go back and learn more about before you accept it. And because of that, maybe because you don't have all the knowledge already, that might be where your fears and worries are coming from. Don't let yourself go there. Or be aware that you could potentially get into this mode. And awareness is a big part of the battle. Then you can snap yourself out of it, or you can redirect your own thoughts into something more positive so you don't slip down that hole. So just know that about yourself, accept that about yourself, and then you can work with it. And then it looks like you do get there, because now by the end of January, we're into the Strength card. And this is a card about fortitude, about that inner strength, that inner power, right? She is partially, I mean, come on. I forgot that she does this. In this case, the card Strength is depicted where the lion is within them, right? But they control the lion doesn't control them, kind of thing. It's an inner power, an inner strength. And it's a very, it's this, you just exude this strong, calm energy. So even the lamb is not afraid because they know that you control the lion and you will keep them safe even from yourself. So know that. There's somebody who needs to know that you will keep them safe even from yourself. You can trust yourself to be the protector in this case. Okay, wow, that's just the first 6 months. And I can see here with this, we have a lot of this give and take, right? That's part of this whole process where you're becoming that leader. And you're sharing your knowledge, right? And you may be even giving people roles or helping hire people. And you're receiving this opportunity. And you're receiving help when you need it. And you're going out and getting the information that you need and accepting that. Beautiful. All right, so we have January, February, March, and April. In February, we're coming up on the Queen of Swords, and we see the little bowl. Sometimes it looks like a heart here. Put my glasses on. It is a bowl. So the Queen of Swords are an air element, and they're very much about your intellect, about communication, about your thought processes, logic. And sometimes the Queen of Swords can come off as a very cold individual, but she's also very protective, right? It's just that she's not going to sugarcoat things. She's going to give it to you straight. She might have that RBF going on, but she is very confident and she is very willing to help. She may get impatient. I'm feeling like this is someone else that may be in your life around this time who wants to help out, or you may seek advice from in February. I don't necessarily feel that this is a relationship. The only thing that I might get from this for February is that there could be some strain, or it might feel like the relationship is less from the heart and more from the head. Like there's that easy communication between the two of you, but it doesn't feel like your hearts are connecting right now. At this point anyway. They may be feeling a little reserved at that time, if there is any romantic interest in there. But they are someone you love to talk to, that loves to talk with you, and they give great advice. So this is going to be your sounding board, the person you seek out for advice. And in some cases, this could be your energy at this time. You could be the one who is so focused on your career and other stuff that you're working on that you're not really interested in the romance, but you love having conversations. You love going out with friends and having these deep conversations, even about the business, about what's going on where, and you're always wanting to learn more. That's the vibe I'm getting for February. In March, we have the Death and Rebirth card. Another major arcana. But in this case, the Death card does not literally mean death. I'm not getting any vibes like that from it. It is a card of transformation. And that might be why you're getting advice here. You've gone through this period, right, where there's this internal transformation happening along with it. Okay, so my battery died. Hopefully remember where we start. The Death or Rebirth card for March. So again, you're going through this evolution, right? This internal transformation toward the end of the year and even into February. And now we're getting into the March, the death and rebirth card. There's some big transformation happening within you, right? From this whole year going on, especially these first 6 months. And then this point of time where you're finding yourself a little bit, right? You're centering, you're getting your head in the right place, if you will, in February. And then we're coming into March, and there's just this big evolution. You may find yourself moving. You may find yourself changing directions, even in your career a little bit. Maybe you really loved this, and now you're getting into maybe more of a producer mode. And I don't know if that's the order of things, but getting more into a producer mode or something evolution. Or maybe you were behind the scenes and now you're coming out into the forefront, or vice versa. But there's some sort of evolution that happens for you in March. It's kind of like with the spring, it's a new you, right? You're blossoming in a new way and starting something new in the spring, a fresh start. And in April, the 10 of Pentacles, which is a ultimate card. It's a card of legacy. It's a card of material things. So abundance is flowing in. You have everything you need. Family, friends, pets, children, all that's around you that you want. Children, not necessarily, not everybody wants children, not everybody wants pets, etc. But you have the family that you want around you, your chosen family, if you will, the friends that are closest to you. And you're able to share your bounty. You're able to share your abundance. And everybody's able to do the things that they want to, the things that you're able to splurge. That's what I want to say. You're able to splurge by the time April comes around. So there's some sweeping through of abundance after this little change that you make, after this evolution of what you want. Or maybe you're even selling your home in the spring, and this is the abundance from the sale of that allows you the freedom to do some other things that you've been wanting to do. And even if you don't buy another house, it gives you that freedom to travel wherever you want to go, to stay wherever you want to stay. I'm just getting a sense of freedom and ability to just truly flow and go where you need to go, where you feel drawn to go, because you have what you need in order to make it happen. And then we're moving into May. So, and this may be, as part of this, I'm feeling like these are tied together a little bit. This here, 8 of Pentacles, again, it's in the form of the growing abundance part. But here we're taking a step back a little bit, but it's more about refining your techniques, becoming the master of your craft. You are understanding the best ways to make things work for you, and doing it in a way that is very unique to you and in a way that no one else does it. Because, right, that's how artists are, right? They have their own unique twist on things, their own unique viewpoints on things, and their own unique ways of sharing those with the world at large. So this is you mastering your craft of it, this evolution as you're going through it, which is a beautiful thing. And here you're mastering your craft. What did we say? In May. Because you have the time and the resources. You have the time to do it, and you have the resources to do it. So it's going to be really impressive. It's like it's a glow up kind of energy is what I'm getting here. Especially with all that energy bursting around her, and all the chakras are really represented. So I don't know if you're into the spiritual side of things with the metaphysical stuff and the chakras, but it's a lot of balancing of that. And maybe at some point in this next year, you go to some sort of retreat, or maybe you even lead some sort of retreat about balancing your chakras, or getting in touch with your inner child work, things like that. Some of you may be doing that too in this next year. Here we have the 2 of Wands. And look, I love the little atlas here and the RV Like they're planning a trip. They're dreaming about where they want to go next. They are in the process of manifesting their next dream. It's the Two of Wands. It's, again, that fire, that passion, that action. Here they look like passive, but it's all internal, right? It's this dream, daydreaming about the next big thing you want to do in life. And sometimes we make plans. I make a lot of lists. I have a lot of different things I want to do in life. Sometimes I write them down. Sometimes I write even little action plans for how I might get there. I don't always stick to them, but I like to daydream. And you can manifest things a lot by doing that, right? Never stop daydreaming. Never stop dreaming of big things and how you might get there and how things will work out. Feel yourself in that space. That is a key thing as far as the universe is concerned for manifestation. You want to think of and dream of the big things, the good things, the things that are going to bring you joy, the things that you want to feel yourself in that moment. You want to feel as if you are. How will you feel when you reach this point? How would you feel when you reach this milestone? What's around you? How does it smell? How does it taste? All of that. If you can put all of that into your daydreaming modes, that will help you manifest it quicker. So just a tip there, pro tip. That's how I do it anyway. Life is amazing. Okay. And that goes for the reverse too. If you're thinking of negative things, if you have the negative thoughts and stuff going on, like you catch yourself here, that's where you want to turn things around. Because the more you think of the negative things, the more you draw the negative things in. The more you think of the positive things, the joyful things, the things that are going to bring you happiness, the more those will come in. So you want to raise your vibration and bring more of that good stuff in. And then in June, it looks like we might get in our head a bit. We might start worrying about what the next step is, where you might want to go, how people are perceiving you. I'm getting that, how people are perceiving you. So I don't know if you're getting onto social media at this point, or you've blown up more on social media at this point, or some sort of incident may occur with social media, because that's what keeps popping up into my brain right now. Some sort of incident may happen that causes you to freak out a bit. And this card is saying, don't do that. There's no need to freak out, because see, she's fine. This is her. This is what's in the mirror. None of this is real. It's all in her head. So all of these crows coming at her, all of them pulling at her and tugging at her and tying her up, it's all in the head. None of it is real. And you'll just need to remind yourself of that. Turn off the comments. Don't read the comments. Block the people that are negative towards you. Who needs that? Let that go and trust that you are fine. You will be fine. You just have to trust in yourself, right? Ask a friend, maybe this person here that you met in February, for their opinion, right? It's this giving and receiving. When you get into a tough spot, ask someone, ask for help. People like this person here will gladly help you out. And you know the Queen of Swords is going to give it to you straight. So this is someone you can trust to give you, if you get into this space, ask for help. They'll give it to you. They'll let you know what's going on. They'll give you the lowdown. All right. So this has been fantastic for my Leo suns, Leo risings. Looks like you're in for a big creative year. And this also, too, it came to me, this could also be game development or programming of some type here too, because that requires a lot of creativity also, the storytelling pieces of it. So just keep that in mind. But it's something that's going to get you attention and a project that you're going to lead on. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it and you want to see more and be notified when I post more, please hit subscribe and notify. And have a fantastic birthday. Thank you.